events happening across the world, get visions of the future, and look.
Yo, you trying to make this nigga Jesus? Like, what's up, bro? Damn. You might as well make him the main character, gang. Holy shit, what you mean see into the future, bruh? Gosh damn, bro. Understands the Master Emerald, but like, damn. You feel me? This nigga's literally God. Like, he's the one above all at this point. For another reaction video, man, we got Sonic Super forms that never were, man. But boy, beware. This is a recommendation from one of y'all in the Discord, man. So if y'all want to recommend a video, man, just join the Discord below, and you know, I'll probably watch it if it's not, you know, trash. Yeah. Let go.
Soul Emeralds to transform instead of the Chaos Emeralds. And what would what if Sonic used the Soul Emeralds to transform instead of the Chaos Emeralds? And what would a Light Gaia form look like, an opposite to his Werehog transformation? Today I'm going to be exploring a whole bunch of the super forms from the Sonic franchise that we never got to see, but totally should have. I've got new forms for Sonic as well as a few other characters, so definitely stay tuned. There's a really cool one for Shadow near the end. Oh, and if you have any ideas for super forms I don't mention here, be sure to let me know down in the comments. I might cover them in a future video. Alright, let's do it. Up top, at this point, Sonic is very well attuned to Chaos Energy. He used the Chaos Emeralds countless times to transform into Super Sonic, even intuiting how to use Chaos Control on his very first try, while using a fake Emerald. He may not rely on using Chaos Energy as much as Shadow, who teleports around and sends energy blasts flying at every given opportunity, but we know he can if he wanted to. What we aren't sure about is if he could use Soul Energy, the alternate universe equivalent to the Chaos Emeralds. The Soul Emeralds are the governing power of Blaze the Cat's dimension. Just like Chaos Emeralds, they allow you to turn your thoughts into power and to travel through.
You telling me I can turn my thoughts into power, so I'm literally God? What? Is he dead ass? Because if so, that's literally overpowered. Like, if it's 1-to-1, whatever you want, dang, what? Bro, that is literally God. Like, why have I never seen these? Yo, Blaze, why you being stingy, game? Let me get some of that, bro. Like,
although they never actually call it this, I like to think this is called Soul Control. The Soul Emeralds are what Blaze uses to cross over into Sonic's dimension, and when she harnesses all 7, she transforms into Burning Blaze, a super form with the typical enhanced speed, strength, and vulnerability, but her flame powers are also amplified greatly. She burns hotter than a star and can melt pretty much anything. So what if Sonic tried to use the Soul Emerald?
Blaze is underrated,
the boring answer is that he would just turn into Super Sonic. We know the Soul Emeralds already basically mimic the Chaos Emeralds in every other way, but I think the important thing to understand here is that all of these emeralds turn thoughts into power. So sure, if Sonic had no idea what the Soul Emeralds were, he'd probably just get a regular super form out of them. But that's not the case. He knows Blaze, they're good friends, and he knows they come from her dimension. I can't imagine him using the Soul Emeralds without thinking of her and her transformation into Burning Blaze, and because of that, his thoughts would affect their power. I think they would transform him into Soul Sonic. In this form, Sonic would light up with burning heat, different from his normal golden glow. I think the energy of his aura would actually be like explosive sparks, mimicking the ignition of an engine as he burns hotter and hotter. On top of his flight, speed, and strength and vulnerability, Soul Sonic would also have fire and spark-based abilities, igniting a swarm of explosions with the wave of his hand, blasting forward to drastically increase his speed in short bursts, and passively melting anything he stands too
He's literally Shinra.
And when he goes all out, he could collect bursting fire energy in his hands to form a miniature sun-like ball of burning plasma that he can throw and—
Never mind, don't get this nigga the Soul Emerald. Yo, this nigga's already OP, but do not give him the Soul Emeralds, gang. Holy shit, bro. So you telling me this nigga's gonna be a firebender, bro? That ass, bro. Like, ain't no fucking way, bro. That's too much.
Anything standing in its way. Of course, if we're giving Sonic a form using the Soul Emeralds, we have to be fair. What would it look like if Blaze the Cat used the Chaos Emeralds?
Let's get Super
Burning
Blaze
specifically amplifies her flame powers to an impossibly high degree. No pun intended. She can launch gigantic fireballs and flame Kamehamehas, or blast off smaller ones rapidly, and even
she got titties.
Cloak herself in fire to turn into a giant blazing phoenix. If she received a super form from the Chaos Emeralds, I think her appearance and abilities would be affected just like Soul Sonic. She'd be influenced by her thoughts and memories of Super Sonic and change accordingly. This is Super Blaze. Now, this doesn't mean that she would lose her inherent fire abilities. Silver doesn't lose his telekinetic powers when he transforms.
That nigga Silver cold as shit.
But I think the way they manifest would definitely change. Because Sonic is all about speed, I think Blaze's perception of him and his personality would alter her flame powers in this state. Instead of using fire offensively, throwing blasts of flames at enemies, I think Super Blaze's fire would become primarily about propulsion.
That's a cool ass design.
Blasting fire out of her feet and from her back to soar around at ludicrous speeds. While Burning Blaze is a long-range fighter that uses fire as a projectile, Super Blaze would become a living missile, rocketing her body with anything standing in her way. By the way, the original designs for Soul Sonic and Super Blaze are by the artist Soulspace on Twitter. They also did art for a few of the other forms of the
that's some
so definitely
cool
check them
designs,
out. I linked that profile in the description.
Sega need to take
notes. Knuckles has had a really rough go of things in the super form department. I know modern Sonic Team is really only interested in giving super forms to male hedgehogs for some reason, but Knuckles literally had his own transformation in his debut game. I can understand that giving Tails or Amy a super form can feel a little odd, but Knuckles has always had an affinity for that sort of thing, which makes a lot of sense. He's the guardian of the Master Emerald, which rules over the Chaos Emeralds. He has an innate connection to the Master Gem, he can sense its location and connect to its energies with his mind. He's one of Sonic's OG rivals who loves to fight,
could just get the emeralds whenever, bro.
With chaos energy. So I don't know why we never see Hyper Knuckles anymore.
I don't know, man.
Pink? Well, either way, I think I have a remedy.
Yeah,
I don't know why they made him pink. A super form that he regularly uses, it shouldn't be by channeling the power of the Chaos Emeralds, but the Master Emerald. As its guardian, he has a closer relationship to it than
Isn't the Master Emerald just the Chaos Emeralds in one?
Energies and wavelengths, and we know it can grant a super form by itself. We see Mecha Sonic do it for a boss fight in those Genesis games, and obviously it can transform the Chaos Emeralds into Super Emeralds. So I think there should be a new form entirely unique to the last remaining echidna.
Parents of children who play Roblox.
Master Knuckles. In this form, Knuckles would merge with the Master Emerald, granting him the flight, strength, and speed of a super.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Whose idea was to make him green? You could have just, made him red. To be honest, I don't think he has to change color, man. This is it's a little weird. I don't know, man.
But with a twist. I think Master Knuckles should have the specific ability to manipulate other sources of energy, absorbing and redirecting chaos energy, electrical power, even soul energy, in the same way that Knuckles managed to knock Super Sonic out of his transformation with a cheap shot in Sonic 3. Master Knuckles can completely absorb or neutralize the power of other godly beings, sapping all of the energy from Eggman's machines and turning off or boosting the super forms of other characters. Beyond that, he should have a minor form of omniscience. Using with the gem should let him see the world in a new way. Peer into events happening across the world, get visions of the future, and look at—
Yo, you trying to make this nigga Jesus? Like, well, what's up, bro? Damn! You might as well make him the main character, gang. Holy shit, what you mean see into the future, bruh? Gosh damn, bro. Understands the Master Emerald, but like, damn. You feel me? This nigga's literally God. Like, he's the one above all at this point.
The minds of those around him. But this incredible power has a major drawback. He's not invincible. We've seen the Master Emerald be shattered multiple times before, and Master Knuckles is the same way. Actually more fragile than his base form. If he takes too much damage, he'll return to normal, and the shards of the Master Emerald will be scattered all across the planet. So it's a calculated risk anytime he chooses to use the form. But that is enough emeralds for right now. Instead, I want to explore a specific influence that we never got to see: Light Gaia. In the events of Sonic Unleashed, Eggman manages to crack the Earth apart by sapping the energy out of Super Sonic,
bro, this man
using it to awaken Dark Gaia,
just summons a fucking deity
slumbering beneath the world's surface. As a consequence of this, Sonic's body was radiated and mutated by Dark Gaia's energy, transforming him into the Werehog, but also accidentally woke up Chip, an amnesiac Light Gaia. As the Werehog, Sonic loses his trademark speed, instead becoming a beat-em-up brawler with gigantic stretchy hands, sharp claws and teeth, and a fierce animalistic battle tendency. It's only during the day, when Dark Gaia's influence wanes, that Sonic returns back to his normal self. But what if we saw the opposite scenario? What if Eggman used his machine to pull the energy out of Super Sonic and used it to specifically awaken Light Gaia? What if Dark Gaia was the one who woke up weakened and without his memories, and it was Chip's energy that altered Sonic's body? I think then, instead of Sonic the Werehog, we would get Sonic the Sprite.
Whoa.
This is the form that Sonic would uncontrollably transform into during the
look
daytime,
like Monkey D.
only
Luffy.
returning to his normal body once the sun sets. As a Sprite Hog, his body takes on influences from Chip's...
Yo, someone hire this nigga, bro. That ass, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm trying to see Joy Boy Sonic. This is the coolest design I've ever seen for Sonic, bro. Genuinely. Somebody hire this man, bro. He's gonna bring Sega back. Bro, this is cool as shit, bro.
Light Gaia energy. He grows wings and the ability to fly. Instead of stretchiness like a werehog, this form can teleport short distances between sources of light.
We need this.
Use natural energy to cause plants and animals to grow or assist him, and create illusory copies to trick or distract enemies. In this state, he's much more silly and prone to toying with enemies.
Okay, this is literally Joy Boy Sonic. This is Joy Boy Sonic, bro. That ass. This is Gear 6, Gear 5, bro. That ass, bro, and I fuck with it, gang. This is tough.
Reflection of how he grew violent and angry as the Werehog. I think the Sprite Hog would ultimately be a temporary thing until the two Gaias return to their slumber beneath the Earth's crust. But while he's around, know that he is going to have a ton of fun. Now, this next one is not a transformation in the traditional sense, but I'm genuinely shocked that we haven't seen anything like it in the series before. Obviously, characters in the Sonic franchise can grow stronger by using the power of magical artifacts like the Chaos Emeralds, Phantom Ruby, even the Warp Topaz, whatever, but one way they've never leveled up their power that they totally should have by now is through fusion. With how much other stuff the Sonic series borrows from Dragon Ball Z, I'm surprised we never seen a fusion of Sonic and Shadow.
Nah, niggas know about Shattuck.
There have been a ton of fan interpretations of this idea, the most popular being Shattuck, introduced in the fan animation Wrath of Nazo by Chakra X. Here, Sonic and Shadow fused by simultaneously using Chaos Control to warp to the same location.
I hold you, gang. Bro, if the movie just said fuck it and brought Shattuck to live action, I wouldn't be mad. That ass, bro. Fuck it. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, why not? Bro, we need this, bro. We need this, man. Shattuck, bro, come on, bro. We need this, bro. Like, as OP, like, realistically, Shattuck is fucking broken. Like, that ass, bro. You talking about Sonic and Shadow, gang, in super forms with, like, God knows how many multipliers? That's fucking broken. But we need it, bro.
Inhabiting the same
I don't know, bro. They gonna have to fight literally God.
And this is a seriously cool way to do it. If you wanted to be boring, I'm pretty sure the Chaos Emeralds could just fuse any character together through making a wish on them, sort of like how they were capable of bringing people back from the dead. But I really like the idea of fusion being an option to get stronger when the characters don't have access to all 7 emeralds. Just 2 is enough to activate the transformation. As for this new fused Hedgehog's abilities, obviously he'd be faster, stronger, and quicker on the draw than either of the 2.
It's not a bad design.
Together. But he'd also be stuck with all of Sonic's cockiness and Shadow's arrogance, a potentially fatal drawback, if anyone ever happened to manipulate his ego. In most of the fan works for a fusion between Sonic and Shadow, they choose a name that just smushes the 2 fusees' names together.
That nigga would be egotistical as fuck, bro.
Shadnick, Sando, you get it. But the thing about Sonic characters, almost all of them are named after a trait of theirs. Sonic means the speed of sound, because he's fast. Tails is called that because he has 2 tails. Silver is silver. So, when 2 Sonic characters fuse, I think they should get a completely new name that reflects the new traits of this fused character.
Okay.
For example, if Sonic and Silver fused, I would call that new character something like Cobalt, because Cobalt is a metallic blue, a little like Sonic, a little like Silver. And when Sonic and Shadow fuse, they should have a name that represents that new fusion. Maybe Eclipse or Twilight, as the
Hold on. Eclipse? That's low-key tough, not gonna hold you, bro. Eclipse is actually tough, gang. I fucks with that. Not gonna lie, that's mad creative.
Perfect overlap of light and dark. Blitz, to emphasize his insane speed and
Eclipse is perfect.
The pinnacle of something, used to represent their impossibly big ego.
Oh, Zenith?
Cool names for fusions of characters? Let me know down in those comments. If Sonic and Knuckles fused, I think I'd call him something like Sucker Punch. I could do this for days. But speaking of potential forms for Shadow, we have a sort of
Zenith
scenario transformation, a very dark one. Shadow the Hedgehog is the creation of a lot of different forces. He's the genetic experiment of Dr. Gerald Robotnik, potentially based on ancient Echidna prophecies of Supersonic, infused with the energy of the Chaos Emeralds, using the DNA of the intergalactic alien invasion force, the Black Arms. Led by Black Doom, they wish to use Shadow, the ultimate evolution of their genetic material, to make their conquest across the Earth and other worlds all around the galaxy. But Black Doom failed in his mission. He was defeated and destroyed by Super Shadow when he tried to invade Earth during the events of Shadow 05.
I just realized
and when he managed to escape his fate by creeping into the Time Eater's void space during the events of Shadow Generations, he was defeated by Shadow again. But that second time, he planted a seed to assist in his plans. He unleashed his Black Arms DNA within Shadow, granting the artificial hedgehog new Doom powers, genetic mutations that let Shadow shoot.
I wonder if he's ever actually going to use these again.
With the powers of the Black Arms. At the end of the day, Shadow was able to accept the past, move on from his brief reunion he had with Gerald and Maria, and take down Black Doom for good. But what if he hadn't? What if Shadow had lost, or willingly chose to succumb to Black Doom's influence, transforming him into the Black Arms pawn he was originally created to be? I call this form Doom Shadow. Completely given into his mutation, his body exists in a perpetual state of black goopiness. Everything that
get this shit off my screen, bro.
His original family, the air shoes Maria designed, the inhibitor rings
where's air shoes?
They're covered up and drowned out by the black alien.
Oh, fuck
his
no.
His wings are permanent. He shifts effortlessly between his morph and surf abilities while stretching his limbs to attack anything.
This ugly ass nigga, bro.
His eyes are replaced by Black Doom's singular piercing.
This nigga ugly
his entire
as
personality and mind overwritten as his body is treated as a puppet for no purpose other than conquest. As Doom Shadow, he's incredibly powerful, still able to tap into chaos energy, teleport and launch blasts from his hands, but now amped up with the Devil Doom in his tiny body. With the Chaos Emerald, Doom Shadow would be practically unstoppable.
Nuke the whole body,
that's kind of scary, and I'd like to end things on a high note. So, much more obvious super form that we never got, even though we absolutely should have, Sonic using the power of all 7 world rings. In Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic learns about the world rings, the 7 hearts that together make up all of the stories of Arabian Nights. Prayers, sadness,
see, now my mom wants to
hatred,
blast
joy,
church music at max volume.
The 7 rings binds together the pages of this storybook universe. Sonic collects the rings in his race across the Arabian Nights, but during his final confrontation with the Racer Jinn, he doesn't use all of them. After the death of his friend and guide Chikara, he only absorbs sadness, rage, and hatred, altering him into Darkspine Sonic.
Damn, imagine if we got all 7.
Tremendously powerful, able to manipulate the elements associated with the 3 rings he absorbed: fire, darkness, and wind. He's strong enough to battle and defeat the terrifying Alf Layla What Layla, coating his hands and feet in fire as he bullies the demigod into submission. What we never got to see, though, was a hypothetical 7-ring Sonic. With his emotions in check and the full control of all 7 rings simultaneously, Sonic would be granted the incredible power over all of the Arabian Nights that a Razor Jinn was originally trying trying to achieve. I call this form One World.
Hold on, this shit mad drippy too. Bruh, who be making these concepts, bruh? This shit mad drippy, bruh. Bro got all the fucking rings, bro. Gosh damn, and he got some new kicks, bro. Come on, bruh. Bro, this nigga Sonic, bro, they can really make Sonic the coldest nigga when it comes to forms, bro. But they just haven't. I don't know why. Like, games, we need this, bro. There's so much shit you could do, bro.
Sonic,
that ass, man.
A godly evolution of the imperfect Darkspine form.
And
this
One
would
World
offer
Sonic is tough.
complete control over the very pages that contain the Arabian Nights. Essentially, he would be granted the power of the author to edit and overwrite anything he sees fit.
Yeah,
Physically, he would
GG's.
command all the elements, wind, fire, light, darkness, but metaphysically, he would command all of the narrative elements that make up the world.
Like,
Joy,
bro.
sadness, rage, wishes. One World Sonic would be the complete and total arbiter of this reality. But
it's like, gang, they like this. You know what's crazy about Sonic? They nerfed this nigga so bad because, bro, if this nigga were to even get a fraction of his true power, like, bro, it's cooked. It's cooked, gang. I'm telling you, bro, this nigga is OD. And he be boxing with niggas in his base form, bro. It's like, bro, it's just levels, bro.
Only this reality.
Levels.
The World Rings are ultimately a facet of the fictional universe within the Arabian Nights storybook. And even all 7 pale in comparison to the power of one single Chaos Emerald. Because the emeralds are actually real.
Okay.
Stay frosty.
With the real? Where can I find them? Shit. Damn, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. W fucking video, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? Not gonna hold you. Sega, just find this nigga. Find this nigga, bro. Cause it's like, you can make us such masterpieces. Genuinely. Sonic has so much lore that is just not used. I'm telling you. Sega, just use it. Literally just use it, bro. Cause it's like the amount of concepts there is, it's unfathomable. It's unfathomable, like, genuinely, man. I don't know. We can only hope. That ass. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction video, bro. If y'all did, make sure that subscribe button, bro. Turn on post notifications so you know when I post next, man. And like I said, join my Discord, link in bio if you have any video recommendations. And check out my Twitch. And yeah, with that being said, bro, just remember, Jesus loves you. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Freestyle flows like Michael Phelps. Feel like MJ cause I'm feeling myself. Morphine, catch me killing myself. Goddamn, man, I think I need help.